we've got 3 weeks left in the regular season. We're going to do a draft of the most intriguing games, or I guess biggest games, whatever. You know what we mean. The best games to come over the final 3 weeks of the regular season. Chris, you're up.
All right. Well, I'm going to go to Week 17 for the first one. And it's a Monday Night Football game, and it's to me, the biggest game left on the schedule, right? Bills, Bengals. Again, I think, minus a flop from one of these teams. And I know the Bengals have the New England Patriots this weekend, so it's not a given. But I expect them to win the football game. I don't think we're ruining anything for our picks podcast. I'd be pretty shocked if you took the Patriots in this one, where this Bills-Bengals could have huge implications, not only just on seeding, but maybe home field advantage. And again, as good as the AFC is, you want the highest seed possible because, it's very realistic that the number 1 seed could lose in the divisional round, and now you're the number 2 seed or even the number 3 seed, and hey, we got to host the AFC Championship game. So that's the first one on my radar there, Mike.
I think that game's going to determine the 1 seed. If the Bills win, they'll be the 1 seed. If the Bengals win, it's going to be Cincinnati or Kansas City that's the 1 seed. That is a huge game, and that is the biggest game left on the schedule. I'm going to Christmas Day and not Buccaneers-Cardinals. I'm going Packers at Dolphins. For the reasons we discussed earlier in the show, we're going to learn a lot about both of these teams. The Dolphins trying to hang on, the Packers trying to get in. The Packers have beaten the Bears and the Rams, as I said earlier, B and F and D. Let's see them beat the Dolphins if we're going to take them seriously down the stretch. That's a huge game. That's just a huge game, and it's got that special added aura because it's on Christmas.
Yeah, it is. It is. It's definitely one of the ones on my list here because it's relevant right now. It's the biggest thing on the radar as we see right now. It's where I'm going to kind of stick with this week too, just because of the importance right now, and I don't know where it might be in 2 weeks. The Chiefs-Seahawks game, quietly lining up to be one of the more exciting games, I think, of this weekend that maybe people aren't noticing. I mean, we know the Seahawks can throw the ball and make some moves, and the Chiefs' defense is not the 49ers' defense. So I would think that the Seahawks can make this interesting, and they're fighting for their life now. I mean, it's do or die. It looks bleak. So between that and then, as your point you just made between when I was talking about Bengals and Bills, well, they still need the Chiefs. One of those teams, they need the Chiefs to falter here, or the Bengals do especially, right? The Bengals need the Chiefs to lose another game if they want to win out and then be the AFC champions. So that's a big one this week for both football teams. The Chiefs, to still have that chance to maybe be the number 1 seed, and the Seahawks are on the outside looking in right now.
I'm tempted to go Titans-Jaguars because I think it's going to be for the AFC South crown, but there's no clarity on that yet.
Yeah, I know. That's what's tough with those.
I'll go Ravens-Bengals Week 18. Rematch of a game earlier this year that Baltimore won. Currently, the Bengals have a 1-game lead in the division. If the Ravens would beat them, they'd have the head-to-head sweep and thus the tiebreaker. So I have a feeling the division is going to ride on that. But whoever loses is probably still getting in. It's not going to be winners in, losers out, but there's still going to be a division title on the line. Chris is agonizing over his final pick in the draft, the best games left in the 2022 season. Have you come to a conclusion?
I have, and I'm going to chicken out. And because I don't know how important a Week 17 or a Week 18 matchup is going to work, I'm going to stay with another matchup in Week 16 here. And I'm going to go, this one's got implications not only for the playoffs, but even some other things that go along with this. The Thursday night football game, the Jags and the Jets. I mean, we know both of these teams are in kind of must-win situations. And then I think when you add on top of the questions of Zach Wilson and the future, and now the way Trevor Lawrence has started to look here over the last 4 and 5 weeks, I think that adds even more pressure to the game. Maybe more pressure for Zach Wilson and the Jets. Last year they played each other, and Zach Wilson and company got the best of the Jaguars. Right now, it seems like, if you listen to the fan bases, it's going in totally opposite ways. So I'm pumped for this Thursday night matchup. I think it's going to be a good one. A lot of studs on the field, and 2 quarterbacks that got big time potential, and Trevor Lawrence obviously playing a more clean game right now than Zach Wilson.
The top 2 picks in the 21 draft, and obviously Lawrence ahead of Wilson right now. And the Jets dropped the ruse on Tuesday. They could have waited until today. They ruled out Mike White on Tuesday. As we had reported, it was unlikely he was going to play. He's got that rib that needs to calcify, or he's at risk of a punctured lung. So he's out. Zach Wilson's in. I'm going to Week 18, and I'm going to Orchard Park, New York. Patriots-Bills. Regardless of knowing whether or not the Patriots need the game to get into the playoffs, regardless of knowing whether or not the Bills need the game to be the 1 seed, I just think that if the final chapter of the Patriots' 2022 season is getting stomped by the Bills like they did the last time they played their 47-17 in the playoffs last year,
right,
the storm clouds are going to be there. What the Crafts do about it remains to be seen. But the storm clouds have gathered. What happened on Sunday is on Bill Belichick. They have been down this year. The fan base is up in arms. How much longer will this last? And I don't think they'll fire him. I think they'll make it known he's available to be had by another team that wants to compensate the Patriots. That's how it will end if it does end. But if they get embarrassed by the Bills to end the regular season and don't go to the playoffs, Chris, I'm not ready to say it won't be done.
I mean, I hear you. It does seem like there are some, clouds gathering there. I think it's a little crazy as of right now. But, hey, this is the NFL. It's the reality of the situation. And there have definitely been some things you can be skeptical about as far as the greatest coach and some of the decisions he's made for this football team this year. I understand that. So you're right, Mike. I don't know. That could be interesting. Bills, they handled them a few weeks ago on Thursday night. That'll be scary for the Patriots.
And some big changes could indeed be coming. Either way, big changes are coming to the Patriots. The question is, will Bill Belichick be the coach next year? Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.